Our final view is what is correct. First, it makes sense from a philosophic standpoint. Second, it makes sense from a moral standpoint. And third, it is the only view which is supported by the Bible. It also answers the question of why we fell in the first place. Further, it answers where evil came from without ever ascribing it to God. Without this view, one is forever searching for where evil came from. This is the question the Calvinists must and do ask. They can never find an answer to it because their theology leaves no room for it. Their mistaken idea is that God created everything perfect, and so if man fell, then God must have blown it by creating a being that could fall. This is especially true because if intent to sin is evil, as Jesus clearly says that it is, then Adam fell before the fall because he lusted after the fruit before he ate it. But they know that God didn't create evil. So, as R.C. Sproul is noted for asking, whence comes evil? As a short and logical reason for free will in Adam, it is obvious that what Adam did involved self-determination. That Adam's sin can be taken as an axiom. We got it right in the first pages of the Bible. But was it caused by another, meaning it was determined? Was it uncaused, meaning it is undetermined? Or was it caused by himself, meaning self-determined? We know that God did not cause him to sin, and the serpent did not force him to sin. So it was not determined. As far as Adam himself, there is no lack in him concerning the matter at hand. What he possessed in himself as created by God was perfect. Though he did not possess the knowledge of good and evil, that is not an imperfection. A lack does not necessarily correlate to or imply imperfection. Adam was given a command which he could obey, he simply did not. As there is no such thing as an uncaused action, we've gotten rid of the first two. The action was not undetermined. The answer to whence comes evil is that it was self-determined by Adam. For our views on predestination and election, the correct view is Sublapsarianism. Sub meaning under, or more specifically, after. In order of decrees, God's order to provide salvation came before his order to elect the people of the world. As the Bible reveals in Revelation 13, verse 8, where it calls Jesus the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. I will send my son to die, and then all who call on him will be saved. It provides unlimited atonement for everyone, potentially, but not for everyone, actually. Only God's people who actually choose Christ will be saved. Thus, it is unlimited atonement potential, limited atonement actual. Like the previous two views, this view holds that God created all and then permitted the fall of man before election. He provides salvation for all people, but the elect of God are those who believe. God passes by those who do not believe based on their rejecting his offer of Jesus. It isn't that he doesn't care about them, it is that they don't care about him. This view applies salvation only to believers who cannot lose it because God's decrees are unconditional. This is in accord with Scripture, which reveals that there is security, eternal security in the arms of Jesus Christ. A theological basis for this view is that God is omnibenevolent. In other words, he loves all of the people of the world because he is love, as the Bible states. There is no hatred of that person willing to come to him and no active passing by of people. He offers to any and to all who hear the message, and the elect respond. I'd like to stop right there and I say, those who hear the message. Some people never hear the message, and that is why we send out missionaries. Because if we don't get that message out there in the same boat as all of the people of human history who have not heard the message, it is our responsibility and our duty to fund people to go overseas. And in this teeny little church, we've got all kinds of missionaries that we have around the world that are doing their best to get this message out. We've got Ray and Jess Willett, young people with three very young children in the forests of Papua New Guinea because they love the message of Jesus Christ that much. All right? He desires all to come for him for his unmerited salvation and favor. This doesn't mean that there is any good in us. It means that we see the good in him and we come to it, just as the Bible states. Christ is the light drawing all men unto himself.